No, from Mexico.
Came from Mexico?
From Mexico.
All the way from California, from Los Angeles, to come see Luke Moreno graduate.
That's a beautiful program.
And it's lovely about kids and about school. And we also have kids' artwork here. This is what Sophia created. She has her and someone else here on the picture, and Errol and Asher, and Zion and Matthew,
Where's Varrick's work?
and Liam and Laurel and Joy and Derek and Ellie and Luke and Alexandra and Mason and Sienna and Summer.
Hi.
What do you think?
I think it was just so sad. I was just born. How many years ago? 5 years ago. And he's graduating now, so I'm excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You must be a bright kid to get through this school, right?
What am I doing wrong now? I see your parents, I think we're good. And I think he's right next to me too. Okay, good morning. Parents, grandparents, siblings, caregivers, guests, teachers, and children. As always, I want to start by thanking all of you parents who've given of your time, your advice, and Lucas, thank you, your resources and your energy as class parents, PA chairs, all of the event chairs, raffle sellers, decorators, cheerleaders, party organizers, designers, photographers, volunteers, setter-uppers, underwriters, and so much more. My heartfelt thanks. And a special shout out to my dream team, Jessica Reed, Mother of the Year, Lauren Helper, Alex Hill, and Julie Lamb, who were this year's stellar PA. Thank you. Did I say her name correctly? This may be the 43rd year of the school, but a school does not exist without all our teachers and our administration who work so tirelessly in what might not be the oldest profession in the world, but surely is the most rewarding. Of great note, we mark a special moment this year as Lily Potter and Linda Tenney retire and move on. After teaching, leading, mentoring, and caring for legions of children, please stand, and while they both are going to kill me for this, give them a round of applause. Because their families are moving on, and even though some will be back with the siblings, we're losing some very special caregivers who we have come to depend on. So please join us in thanking, and I'm certainly not going to pronounce these correctly, so I apologize ahead of time. Tylee of the Batals, Iraz of the Dagliolus, Celine of the Garbadawalas, Lynn and Tenzig of the Habibs, Olive or Yaya of the Halpers, and Qasim of the Sonys. Apologies, please. I didn't work with Luke Moreno enough on getting the name straight, sorry. I will miss all of you guarding my door and the halls, keeping us on our toes, and most of all, for the stellar care you have given our children. Thank you so much. Please turn off all your cell phones. This is a special day for all of us. Make it count, and know that the children count on looking out and seeing your faces. And a special thank you to Ian on the piano, who I put over there so he could see us, and he's now hidden by a lovely azalea. But thank you for accompanying us on piano. We appreciate that.
Both classes are going to sing A Million Dreams.
I think they did an amazing job. I was here at rehearsal yesterday. This is an amazing job. Okay, it's my turn. We pride ourselves in this school for being filled with families from many backgrounds, and each family being different and special. We have families from Pakistan, India, Malaysia, Russia, Poland, Jamaica, Turkey, Peru, and Iran. All in these two classes. I probably left out some, but that's what came to mind. And that's what makes this school so rich and so wonderful, and makes our children prepared to be citizens of the world. So I thank you for sending your children to us. The wonderful late poet Mary Oliver said, "Tell me what it is you plan to do with your one wild and precious life." So let's meet these fabulous international and individualistic children and hear what they will do with their precious lives, starting with the fours. Sophia Patel. I'd like to point out that she's wearing a hairband, and she told me Asher gave it to her for her birthday. My day with Sophia last Monday began with, "Wendy, I have so much to tell you." She is truly a girl with a big heart and a giving nature, who will often be the one to initiate a hug with friends and teachers. Sophia says that when she grows up, she might like to be a teacher and work with pre-K or kindergarten age children, because that age would be the most fun. Sophia's other huge interest is art, and so she also might like to be an artist. She would hope to show her work in museums or be an illustrator for children's books. Sophia's not sure about marrying anybody right now, but she tells us that both Niam and Zion might want to marry her, which she apparently found out during a recent trip they all took together to Lake George. Two new and somewhat scary activities that Sophia tried this year, well known to Southeast Asian families as an activity of choice, were ice skating and rock climbing. She reports that ice skating is fun, but so slippery, and that rock climbing made her nervous in the beginning, but she wore a harness and it ended up being so fun. This year, Sophia has taught me some authentic Bollywood dance moves. They even have names and specific movements. Always up on the latest dance craze, whether flossing or Bollywood dancing, this young lady will bring a huge range of talents to Brearley next year when she contemplates her marital plans. Sophia Patel.
All right.
Just so you know, we don't let them hold on to these because we've found that this turns into sword play. You will get your diplomas downstairs. Errol Dagliolu. I did it right? That's good, because for 4 years I've been calling them Dagalagalagalus. A civic-minded child with an avid interest in helping the community and upholding the law. Children? Errol has said he would like to be a police officer when he grows up. He understands that the police do a very important job, and he loves what they carry, both handcuffs and a gun. He would like 2 of those. Errol explains that he would catch bad guys and help keep everyone else safe. He would make about $8 million a year and sometimes use the station's helicopter. As for the future, Errol says he will live half of the time in the police station and the other half of the time, good news, with Mommy, Daddy, and Lara. When he's about 28, then he will move next door to them. Ever practical, he wants to remain close by, because if he has children, his family will be able to help take care of them, and they will know what to do. We recently got a glimpse into what the Dagliolu family weekends are all about during the class bookmaking unit. Apparently, they are all about family outings in the car. First, there was the trip to the aquarium, and then there was the trip to IKEA. This trip featured numerous pages of the car en route. Stopped at a stoplight, parked at the parking destination, next to a parking meter, or on the way back home. We will miss this car-traveling, law and order-loving boy next year, but know that St. Bernard's will enjoy having such a detail-oriented, civic-minded child to keep them in line. Errol Dagliato. Asher Garbadawala. Friendly, sweet, and currently our in-house dinosaur expert. Asher says when he grows up, he wants to be a paleontologist because he just loves dinosaurs. He not only has a large collection of dinosaurs at home, but he uses his time after school to find books about them and even takes extra science classes about them. When he grows up, Asher would love to hunt for dinosaurs out in the field and maybe even find new ones that have not been discovered yet. When not thinking about dinosaurs, Asher's downtime at home revolves around learning to play chess with Daddy, cuddling with Mommy, and playing hide-and-seek tag with his sister Ava. He says they played at home and in the park, but not in the building's playroom because, Asher explains, it's not big enough and there are 0 places to hide. Asher says he will probably live in the country when he grows up, but he never wants to get married because he says, I don't want to kiss anyone. One of the highlights of Asher's spring was having his mom come in and share her passion for abstract art with the class. Asher, a bit of an abstract artist himself, was excited to share his mom with his classmates as she taught them how to use palette knives instead of paintbrushes. Asher, may kindergarten at Browning be filled with art, dinosaurs, tag, and no kisses. Asher Matthew Gomez. Although Matthew is a relatively new addition to the Boers class, he's done a great job of acclimating himself and learning all the rules and routines. The first thing Matthew really took to in our classroom was the little nightlight that the children use for reading books at rest time. We learned this when he impressively wrote out the sentence, Matthew loves the light, and explained to the teachers what it meant. Matthew now keeps track of the nightlight daily, reminding the class whose turn it will be to get it next. Matthew loves cars, and when he grows up, he wants to be a car builder. He would like to not only make cars that can race and go very fast, but ones that can fly or go underwater. In this car building future, Matthew plans to drive a pink Ferrari and possibly live in Rhode Island to be close to his cousins. He says he will get married and his wife will be a train builder. He and his wife will have 2 boys and they will both cook. But there will be no cooking of onions or tomatoes because he really does not like either of those. Matthew tells us he misses some things about Texas, such as the parks and the hot weather. But he's excited about his new home and says one of the things he's really looking forward to doing in New York is seeing the sights. First on his list, the Empire State Building. Matthew, you have truly been a light in our school, and we look forward to seeing you drive by in your pink Ferrari. Matthew Gomez. Zion Habib. Hey, Asher. Not that way. Asher, find your knee. Enthusiastic, cheerful, and always full of life, Zion enters the classroom every morning with a positive disposition. Truly, we have never seen this child in a bad mood. This positive outlook spills over into Zion's thoughts about what he will do when he gets older, because he wants to help people in the community. Zion has a wealth of knowledge about what ambulance workers do, as well as policemen who work on the street, whom he refers to as stop cops. As a stop cop, he would ride a motorcycle and wear a helmet with a green visor. When asked what he would do if he saw $1 million on the street, this stop cop very responsibly replied, well, first I would pick it up, then most of it would go in a piggy bank at home, but not a complete ascetic. He would buy 2 things: a remote control racing car and a little bag to hold cookies, because Zion loves his desserts like plum cake and cinnamon muffins, which a class made this year. When the kids were talking about what they would wear to graduation, I asked one of the boys if he was going to wear a cute dress. He said, boys don't wear dresses. To which Zion replied, well, my brother wore a dress in his Snow White play at school. And so he did. 4- and 5-year-olds love jokes. And recently, Liza asked the children what animal had 1,000 eyes. Before anybody else could conjure up an answer, Zion's answer, Mississippi. Excellent. This summer, Zion is looking forward to going to camp with his brother Arian. There he will swim, get to ride on go-karts, and play a lot of golf. Because, as he explains, I like golf a lot. Let's hope next year Zion has lots of golf, good cookies, and plenty of jokes. Zion Habib.
When did you cut the teacher?
Laurel Hefner. Do you want to read it? Ever positive, when I ask Laurel how her weekend was, she always says, great. If one were asked to try and describe Laurel in 3 words, they might be industrious, strong-willed, and fiercely independent. We know that by how the bow is tied in front today. You might be more accustomed to seeing it in back, but Laurel felt this was a better rendition, right? Rarely will she ask for help when doing something new. She will usually decline any adult's help because she takes such pride in trying to get the job done on her own. It's no surprise that Laurel would like to be a doctor when she grows up. She says she would like to be a children's doctor and live in New York City. Home life for Laurel currently revolves around school, chess classes and tournaments, playing basketball with Alex on the inside hoop, and fencing and brunch on the weekends. Laurel tells us that fencing is so much fun because she gets to wear a mask and have a blue sword that she hits her opponents with. But she says, don't be alarmed because there is extra padding for the head. Laurel treasures her weekly visits to Gaga and Pop Pop, where they have been known to have wild banana parties, and also her Florida visits with her other grandfather. Those Warshauer Hefners sure do know how to have a great time. Laurel Hefner. Yeah, I met Neum. There are a lot of critics in this group. Neum Sony. Jumping Jack Flash, okay. Watch out, NASA. Here comes Neum. Creative, enthusiastic, and a truly original thinker, Neem's mind certainly always seems to be churning and contemplating how the world works. Neem's current passion is environmental technology and how to use it to save the earth. This became apparent when the class learned about Earth Day this year, and Neem started thinking about the problem of pollution on the earth and how we can remove it from the water, land, and air. He recently told us he thinks it would also be fun to be a singer and a performer who travels the world. But he also says that science, engineering, and architecture are in his blood, and that he will probably never lose interest in those things. Neem reports that he would like to invent machines, like electric jackhammers, ones that run on solar panels, and of course, ones that do not pollute the earth. According to Neem, when he grows up, he will have a wife and possibly 5 children. They will live in a house that looks like a volcano. And on its roof, there will be fake lava, with a special light show of fireworks to entertain guests on special nights. Neem's volcano house will be near the East River and attached to one of his own inventions, Mr. Garbage Wheel, which is a giant machine that cleans up the river. Mr. Garbage Wheel would be able to detach, Neem explains, so that the wheel could move to other rivers to clean them up. Neem, planet Earth is sure lucky to have you. Neem Soni. Oh, the other way. Joey Stillwell. You believe it's just the same size? Thank you. Okay. Sweet and friendly, with a gentle disposition, Joey is a child with a truly big heart. Hey, children, you need to everybody sit still, please. Thank you. Joey also has a playful side that can be seen in class when he plays games with his teachers, like hiding pretend treasures in the classroom that he wants them to hunt for, or using his bilingual skills to answer a question in Polish with a totally straight face, pretending he's just speaking English. Joey is an avid animal lover, particularly animals that are black and white, so panda bears and zebras are high on his list. Joey says he would even put skunks on the list, but not the ones that spray you. Other animals Joey likes are wolves, because they travel in a pack and they help take care of each other. It's a good thing Joey is so keen on animals because his family has a real working farm upstate with lots of chickens that lay eggs. Joey sometimes helps collect the eggs and recently even supplied his class with 12 fresh farm eggs. Although Joey is still not absolutely certain what he will be when he grows up, he is currently drawn to the exciting work that firemen do and says he would of course be the fire chief, because they're in charge of everyone and tell everyone where to go. Joey says that he'd like to live in a place that is quiet. Unfortunate that he lives in a house with 17 children. But he isn't sure where that will be yet, but thinks his pets might be a cat, a bull, and a duck. He will keep the bull in a cage and have an inside pool for the duck. Joey says he might also have a dog or another animal that would keep him safe from spraying skunks. This sweet, firefighting, animal-loving jokester will bring a lot of merriment to St. David's next year. Joey Stillwell. Oh, Joey. Good job. You'll open it at home to your teachers. No, he's not. And that is the 4-year-old class. Eric Chapin.
I was just down there on the
crazy.
Go.
Practiced it 20 times. Varick is the class organizer. I got this, you can look at it every time. Varick loves to make sure the schedule and the structure of his day is always correct. It comes as no shock that Varick's favorite jobs in the classroom are calendar, attendance helper, or being the math helper. Varick likes to count all the magnetiles he uses to construct his building and see who has more, and which color he has the most of. Varick, not exactly a change agent, actually brought the same lunch every day this year. A sandwich and a bear cookie. When Varick grows up, he wants to be either a fireman or an ice skater. He thinks firemen are really cool because they help put out fires using their long hoses. He also loves the big truck, but says he does not want to be the one that drives it because it's just too big for him, and he says, I don't know how it works. Ice skating, on the other hand, is cool because he can do flips. Recently, Varick tried out his thespian skills in an off-Broadway run of The Little Mermaid, where he played a pirate, and one of his lines was, "Not one, my lord." So perhaps, I read it in the paper in a review.
Yeah.
So perhaps after St. Bernard's, we'll find Varick on Broadway. Varick Theater.
Tell me about that.
He was in a,
I know he's an actor.
in a performance.
Ellie Halper. Ellie plans on being the future 3 or 4-year-old teacher at ECNS. She wants to be a teacher so she can have her children do letter pages. Also be star of the week, and of course she would take them to the roof. Ellie's favorite Epiphany memory was Fun and Frolic because she loves to play games, as well as Family Fun Night because she was able to eat blue cotton candy. Ellie is a great eater and loves to eat hamburgers, pancakes, Kit Kats, pasta, and pizza.
Yeah.
When she gets older, Ellie would like to get married and live in a house in Disney with her one daughter, where the kitchen will be stocked with Kit Kats. She wants to live in Disney because it was her favorite vacation, especially the Peter Pan ride in a boat and the Winnie the Pooh ride where you looked for honey. Splash Mountain was the highlight, though, when it goes fast downhill, and it was not one bit scary. With all the money in the world, please, Ellie says she would buy things for her one child, like a refrigerator, flippy skirts, and lots of headbands. In her house, she would have a garage, table, chairs, a couch, 2 bedrooms, and a baby monitor. Ellie recently was in a dance performance where she sang and danced to Razzle Dazzle. This young lady with her sweet tooth is definitely a razzler dazzler. Ellie Halper. Lucas Moreno. Had a lot of critiquing on how I pronounced his name, so quite relieved I think I got it right. Lucas wants to grow up and move out of New York City. He will go straight to Hermosa Beach, California, to become a scientist that looks for treasure. Luke is unsure of who he is going to marry, but does know he wants to have 10 kids, 5 boys and 5 girls. As a scientist, he thinks he would look for dinosaur bones and other cool treasures. It is unclear what that lucky wife will be doing other than birthing babies and managing schedules. Luke will miss Epiphany because of his teachers and the letter bots, which are wonderful letter-changing robots that we have in the classroom. Luke's favorite memory at Epiphany was Fun and Frolic and doing cup stacking, which he excelled at. If Luke had all the money in the world, he would buy a mansion in California that he would share with anyone who wanted to visit. And it would have
Anyone in the world.
anyone in the world who wanted to visit.
Not visit. They go stay here because no one else has money.
And it would have lots of food in it. The mansion would be filled with treasure hunting kits that he gets at Barnes & Noble and have giant swimming pools both inside and outside. Well, it is LA after all. Recently, Luke wore a t-shirt that said, "Dissent is patriotic," which he explained means that you just don't have to listen. Luckily, Luke does listen to his parents, but he reports they want him to do really boring things. Luke has kept us on our toes this year with questions, predicaments, and what ifs. But there also came with a lot of hugs from this affectionate boy. Bless you. And we know as he moves on to Dalton, Luke will build amazing Lego buildings, search for and find dinosaur bones, and there will be lots of smooches involved. Lucas Moreno. Good job.
Might as well. I'll take it.
Alexandria Nandy. Might be the only 5-year-old that can walk with heels. Today started with Alex looking carefully in my face and saying, "We both have makeup on, you know." And so we do. Alexandria is the queen of fashion. Always dressed to the nines, from her perfect hairstyle to the fancy tutus and even high heels for those special occasions. Alex's dream is to become a princess because they act fancy and they get to do fabulous things. She also wants to be a gymnast because they jump in a straddle, and she also wants to be an astronaut because they go to space and protect the Earth. Alex wants to get married to her friend Julian when she's 21. Then she will move to Hawaii and enjoy the sun and the sand. She wants to have 2 kids, a boy and a girl. As Hawaiians, they will go to the beach as a family and play at home. They will also go on the Disney cruise so they can have as much fun as she did on this trip. Alex adored seeing Elsa and Anna, and she thinks her daughter would enjoy that as well. If Alex had all the money in the world, she would buy all the decorations she could carry. She would pick out from all the different holidays and decorate her fireplace and windowsills. And for Wacky Wednesday, when she's a grown-up, Alex will put an Easter egg in a coffee cup. Famous for her turn of phrase, Alex is known to say, "Actually," or "You'd be impressed by," or "Are you surprised that?" when telling a story. Kansas Chief fan, Princess Alex, we are definitely under your spell. Mason Paley Sitko. We were to have a performance by Mason's father, as many of you may know, but in the interest of some brevity, perhaps you'll have to have that with him privately. Mason is a friend to all and loves to take charge of any situation. So not surprisingly, he wants to be a police officer when he grows up. But we think he would also make a great lawyer or an architect. The buildings he constructs out of magnet tiles or blocks are ones that would enhance any skyline. Mason wants to be a police officer because he loves the siren in the car and the lights, and especially the idea of arresting the bad guys and getting them off the streets. He's also just a little bit excited about those handcuffs too. But it isn't just about the bad people. Like Daniel Tiger, Mason wants to get to know all the people in his neighborhood. Mason loves to cook and try new foods. His favorite things to cook are French toast, matzo brie, chocolate chip pancakes, or any special bread.
Chocolate chip.
Didn't I say that?
You said chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip pancakes, better?
Yeah.
Or any special breakfast with coffee. Also, the Putt Valley Market mac and cheese is a definite favorite of Mason's. Really, anything involving Mason's Lake House makes him happy. He recently sanded and embellished the wooden car park in my office, and I can report that I now have a purple car that is glittered and bejeweled and will always slide neatly down the garage.
Until it doesn't.
Until it doesn't.
Right.
Until it doesn't.
No.
Mason plans to get married by 13. He's going to live in the city with his brother Spencer and his future wife, and they will travel to the lake house, good news, on weekends. We know Mason will be a big help at Collegiate next year. Mason Paley City. Sienna Pines. You talk about grit. Sienna arrived in a really darling dress today that apparently had a large streak of something down the back of it. And Sarita immediately called her mother, told her mother to get over here in 1 minute. Her mother flew over here with an alternative choice and looks great. No fuss, no muss. Sienna is excited to go into kindergarten next year, but she's going to really miss ECNS and all her friends. She is especially pleased that an ECNS friend is joining her at her school. Sienna does not want to get married because she says that involves kissing a boy, and that is gross. However, when she grows up, Sienna will be a figure skater traveling all over the world, like to Chicago, where she will do passes. We're not sure what Sienna will eat, however, when she travels the world, because she is the pickiest eater known to man. But we are proud of all the new things that she at least tried this year. She even found out that she likes that exotic fruit, pears. Sienna's favorite things, however, to eat are marshmallows, lollipops, banana pancakes, and bolognese sauce, if it's from Felice Restaurant. If you ask Sienna where she would want to travel in the world, you might think it is some Malaysian spot. But no, she will always tell you she wants to go to Skytop in Pennsylvania. She loves it there because of the amazing arcade. But she is also excited to travel this summer to Thailand, primarily because of the plane ride, where she gets to play on her iPad and play Goose Math. We know Sienna will skate and passe smoothly into Nightingale next fall. Summer Reed. I think Summer was born in my office, so I feel like she ought to be about 8 years old. She's been in there for so long. When you think of Summer, somehow the word sassy comes to mind, as well as a girl with a lot of dreams. Summer wants to be a gymnast, a figure skater, a hockey player, or an Eagles cheerleader. And then there's her newest profession of choice, a DJ. Summer definitely has the personality to do any of these jobs. And interestingly, they are all jobs that will make people happy when they watch her. A constant entertainer throughout the classroom, Summer loves to do pretend play and keeps her friends and teachers smiling. As a gymnast, Summer wants to excel at the balance beam because it is the coolest of all the activities in the gym. Summer also loves to be on the ice, So she's really torn between pursuing figure skating, where she can wear a really pretty costume and makeup, or hockey, which she plays now, and then she can go fast. Impressively, Summer is the only girl on her hockey team, and she loves that. Summer is also a true foodie. She chose for her birthday to go to a sushi dinner, but ask her what her favorite food is, and she'll tell you cereal. When we have Pizza Fairy, Summer can put away her favorite white pizza just like an adult. She's also partial to avocado. So look out for Summer racing down the ice or doing athletic moves on the balance beam while spinning tunes at night. Summer Reed. And that is the 4-5.
Oh, child.
Just take off.
What did you think?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Very nice. I thanks to the principal. You know, it's a very well organized program. I love it.
She did a good job,
Yeah,
didn't
they did a good job.
Especially for 5 years old.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're doing a good job as well.
Well, we haven't seen the final product, but
It was wonderful. Yes, it was wonderful. Beautiful ceremony. Thank you.
principal did a good job.
Yeah.
Lily was here. Nobody? You got a diploma. Wow. That is so cool.
Levy, give me 5, brother. One more time. Give me 5 for the diploma. Oh, look, he's opening it up.
Oh, you want me? Can I hold this? Or you show me? You know what you said?
That's mine, Mrs. C.
That?
Thanks.
Thanks for that.
What'd you think?
I thought that was, I was crying. As soon as I hear Pop and Circumstance, that brings tears. That's when I graduated from Shape and here. Whitey was in tears. Ted was in tears.
name tag up on the
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put that up here. The principal did a fantastic job.
Didn't you think?
You did a fantastic job. Thank you very much. May I shake
no
your hand?
problem.
What
Thank
great
you.
kids. That was great.
George, can you?
Sure. Follow you. You gonna play something?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay, good. I didn't know you played. Email Jacob. Yes. Nice. Oh, this is good.
No. Sit down. Sit.
So you can play.
Let's do it again. Dirk, move.
Take
move,
2.
Move.
All right, I'll set it up with Eric. Start playing, and then I'll move on.
One more.
Close my mind, you know. I didn't know you were a player. Your mom's terrific.
Yeah.
It's so great to see the kids grow up so much. Very looking forward to what comes next.
We had a wonderful time at ECNS moving. Yes, this is Laurel.
Did you have fun at graduation? Was ECNS awesome? You still love
Yeah,
it
so
there?
awesome. We'll come back next year.
Did a fabulous
Oh,
job.
thank you.
As did the principal.
Very good. Thank you. It was a joy.
Now I
Grandma shark doo 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 doo. Grandma shark doo 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 doo. Grandma shark doo 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 doo. Grandma shark. Grandma shark doo 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 doo. Grandma shark doo 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 doo. Grandma shark doo 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 doo. Grandma shark. Let's go hunt doo 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 doo. Let's go hunt doo 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 doo. Let's go hunt doo 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 doo. Let's go hunt. Save that plastic, do-do-do-do-do. Save that plastic, do-do-do-do-do. Save that plastic, do-do-do-do-do. Save that plastic. Yes, we
today.
Thank